And we are live! Hey everybody, and welcome to the December Ch1Con Chat. If you do not know what Ch1Con is, it's short for the Chapter 1 Young Writers Conference, which is a writing conference both by and for teens and young adults. It takes place once a year, generally in the Chicago area. The 2016 conference is going to take place August 6th in St. Charles, Illinois. There's more information available on our website, link in the doobly-doo. And we have playback. Guys, why do we have this play?
We're all wearing headphones.
There we go. Sorry. That was on my end. Did you guys hear that, or was that just, like, coming from my earbuds? Okay. The video was, like, playing back, and I was like, what's happening? Why do I hear myself? Anyway, so sorry about that. Continuing on. So it's going to be in St. Charles, Illinois. We're super excited for it. We have tentatively locked in 2 of our 5 speakers, and then we're in talks with the other 3, and we can't wait to get to announce everybody soon. Yeah. Registration should be opening for everybody at the beginning of January, unless you attended last year, in which case it's going to be opening at the end of December for a special previous attendee. Ooh! And yeah, so it's going to be really great. What we're doing in particular right now is Ch1Con Chat, which is a monthly live chat that we do here on YouTube or Google+, depending on how you're watching this, where members of the Ch1Con team and our friends answer questions and talk about stuff and goof off, and it's fun. And my nose always runs like crazy. I don't know why that always happens. Anyways, so this month's topic is family dynamics, which is going to be a fun one. And so let's introduce ourselves, and then we can get started. Do we want to do this in alphabetical order again?
Yeah, sure. Okay, I guess I'm first then. Yep. Okay, so I'm Ariel Kaladi. I am the Associate Online Administrator for Ch1Con. I'm a second-year student at Sarah Lawrence College, and I study creative writing and obviously love to write and stuff.
I'm Brett Jonas. I am one of the creative consultants for Ch1 Conference. I am a young writer. I've been writing since I was 15. I've currently finished about 3 novels, and I'm actually taking a creative writing class in my community college right now, which is super fun, but I can't wait for the homework to be over next week.
Yeah, so I'm Julia. I am the founder of Ch1Con. I'm a senior at the University of Michigan studying creative writing and literature, and I actually just had my last creative writing tutorial of my college career this week, and like it feels really weird to be done with it because I've been doing these non-stop since freshman year. Like I'm not done with creative writing classes at this point. I have like a halfway creative writing, halfway literature class I'm taking next semester, and then I'm still like working on my honors thesis. I'm just doing it independently for the rest of the school year instead of like meeting with my professor for it. Anyway, I'm like really close to being done, and it's sad, guys. So let's get started. So again, we're discussing family dynamics. Oh, and if you want to tweet about what we're talking about, if you want to ask a question or like comment or anything like that, you can use the hashtag Ch1Con on Twitter. That is the letter CH, the number 1, and then the letter CON. And let's get started. So the first question of the night is, what are some of your favorite books about families or that heavily involve family members?
Oh, am I supposed to go first or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean Harry Potter, but Harry Potter can apply for literally any question about what is a good book. So, like, I mean, it's not about families, but it has a lot of amazing families in it. I can't think really of a book with family dynamics or whatever in it, which is not a surprise because I mostly read YA where all the parents are dead.
Yeah.
But that's really annoying now. The only families I can think of are like magic, mystical witch families that aren't really central to the plot.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean, also abusive families. I can think
That's
of
also
some.
sad.
So, I don't know. I mean, I guess that now I'm thinking of Fangirl. She and her sister and her dad kind of have a thing going on. That was pretty good. And mainly I just like the ones where the family members are actual characters.
Yes.
So, I can't think of any right now, but when there are some... Oh, for magical, mystical witch families that actually are in the plot, the Raven Cycle has a really...
I was going to mention that one.
Family, yeah. I mean, all the Raven Boys families are just far away or dead. Or horrible, but Blue's family is nice. So, yeah.
But even Blue, has the absent father going on.
Yeah. Although, wait, spoilers, but whatever.
Spoilers.
Alright, so I'm looking at my stack of books because I don't have any bookcases. I have one bookcase, but I just have stacks of books. And the one that I just reread, it's at the top of the stack. I had to reread it for creative writing class, so I reread the Wrinkle in Time series, which has a pretty awesome family dynamic. It's got Meg and Charles Wallace and Mrs. Murray and Mr. Murray and the twins. So I've always loved their family dynamic. That's one of my favorite books ever, is the Wrinkle in Time books. Okay, favorite books, not just one. The first three in particular. Meg and Cal were one of my first ships ever. But I love the family dynamic there because the parents are involved and they care about their kids, but they also do things. It's not just like their lives just revolve around their kids.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. It's a good point.
They're brilliant.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, those are all really good examples. I'm trying to think of any others now.
I'm looking at my stack trying to help you out, but I can only see half of them from here because I'm going blind. And
I have there are a lot of them that have partial families where the Chronicles of Narnia has really strong sibling relationships where the parents are absent, or
but I think that counts as family too.
Yeah, no, totally.
Because siblings can be a family in and of themselves.
Yeah, yeah. And if you look, I feel like siblings are easier to find in YA and stuff in general. The Hunger Games does, the parents are completely absent, but then you have the really good relationship between Katniss and her sister.
I was wondering how long it would take you to bring up the Hunger Games.
Yeah. I'm waiting for you guys to start betting on it. It's only a matter of time.
How long before Ariel brings up Harry Potter, and how long before Julia brings up the Hunger Games?
And how long between Ariel and myself we bring up the Raven Cycle?
You guys are
my
such
whole life
fangirls.
now.
Oh my goodness. What's another one? I'm studying YA book to film adaptations for a term paper right now, and one of the ones that's not really YA as much as middle grade, but that is part of the genre as far as movie adaptations goes is Inkheart, which has the really good relationship between Maggie and her father. They're very close, so I guess that's another thing. Codename Verity has an interesting relationship between one of the protagonists and her brother, where you don't actually see them interact much with one another, but they talk a lot about each other.
Interesting.
It's one of those things where it's a sad thing that they aren't closer because it's clear that they want to be closer, and that's a part of the book.
Right. Anne of Green Gables. I'm looking at my shelf.
Anne of Green Gables, the family that is amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
Marilla and Matthew, and then later on Gilbert and the kids and Walter and Walter.
Anne basically sucks every single person in the world into her family.
I know, she does. And Little House on the Prairie, the Ingalls family's pretty close too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm looking at all my old books here. Let's see. The American Girl books usually have some pretty good family dynamics too.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell I'm looking at all the books from my childhood?
Yeah. A lot of the, like, more, like, not historical necessarily, but, like, 100 years ago kind of, like, you know, like,
Right.
Yeah.
like American Girl and all that, like,
Yeah.
they have a lot of stronger family dynamics than, like, the contemporary teenager who's just all about rebelling and finding themselves.
Yeah.
Which is fine, it's just a different thing, you know?
Very different.
Oh, you know what I thought of now? Pride and
What?
Prejudice.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a good
That's
family.
funny.
Jane Austen in general has really good family dynamics.
She does.
Like, I just read Emma and her dad.
I love
It's, like,
Emma.
my favorite thing ever.
I love Emma. She is one of my favorite Austen girls. Actually, Mr. Knightley is my favorite. Mr. Knightley and Mr. Darcy are like my top two favorite Austen men. And it depends on which day I'm in, which one of them I'd rather marry. Like what kind of mood I'm in that day.
I feel kind of bad. So reading Emma the entire time, I was just sitting there wishing that Mr. Knightley was Alex from Emma Approved.
Yes! Oh my gosh, I love Alex from
the
Emma.
modern adaptation of it so much.
Yes, he is forever Mr. Knightley in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
He's perfect. I love him. And I love the fact that they're dating in real life.
Yes, it's so cute.
They're so cute.
I like finished the book and then went and rewatched like the last 10 episodes of
Yes.
Emma Approved.
Yes. Yep.
Anyway, we should move on because we just spent like 10 minutes talking
about web series.
Yeah.
Because, we'd move on to Lizzie Bennet Diaries next, and it would just go down
and then it's just a never ending.
Yeah.
So, have you ever written a story that heavily involved another family member besides your protagonist? Who was it, and why did you decide to do this?
Well, I think 2 of my books did. Like, I first wrote a book that was, like, no family involved. Then I wrote a book where the main character had 17 siblings. I wrote a book with no family, and now I'm writing a book with a decent amount of family involved. Like, one of the protagonists' aunt is, like, one of the main characters, and she's amazing. And then the other protagonist, her family, she has, like, 2 siblings and her parents, and, like, they're involved and whatever. So, like, I'm trying to make the families fleshed out and, like, important and have their own stories and stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, like, they go along with their kids, but they're also like, this is really annoying, we hate it, we hate uprooting our lives. So, yeah.
So, my first book had 3 main characters. So I had Megan, then I had Ryan, and then I had Ryan's sister, Callie. So Ryan and Callie had each other, and they were a major part. So that's a brother-sister dynamic. And then the book after that had 2 sets of siblings, and the oldest of them got married, of course, because it's me. But the siblings, Henry's siblings, played a major part in that book. And then in my third one, the one I just finished, Elise doesn't have any brothers or sisters, but she has a friend who's like a brother, and when they go out anonymously into their world, into their country, he plays her brother. Like, she's the princess and she goes out anonymously to explore her country, and he plays her brother as his role as he protects her. So they're like best friends, and he's like her brother almost. So while she doesn't actually have any siblings, Gustav is like her brother.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I play a lot on family dynamics in mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've done a lot with siblings in my novels, where like for one of them, like a lot of the plot involved like saving a little brother, and I've had a couple like mysteries, like what is going on with this sibling over here? What are they hiding? Right. And I had a cousin one time who was important too. I don't really do much with parents in general though. Like the book that I like just finished revising that I'm not really doing anything with at the moment. That one doesn't have much like family interaction at all for my main character because she's been like stolen away from her family. But then like she kind of gets adopted into like her best friend's family where like he has a couple siblings that are around and his dad and like she interacts with them a lot.
Right.
And then, like, if I ever get the chance to continue that series, then her family becomes, like, a really huge part of book 2. But
okay.
We'll see what happens with that. But, yeah, what's interesting, like, from what we've all been saying is that we don't generally have parents as being, like, super involved as much as other types of family members.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times, like, I have parents, but the parental figures in my main character's lives are often, like, her friends' parents, like not because her parents aren't a real part of the picture, but because like she goes to live in another country or she leaves the castle and you know like she ends up having parental figures that aren't hers.
I do that too.
Yeah, like, I definitely do that too.
Yeah.
I have a thing with aunts apparently. Like twice already I've had the aunt be the parental figure. So
aunts are awesome.
Yeah.
But I think it's so interesting that like like we come up with plots that don't involve like the direct natural parents of the main characters, which you see in general in young adult fiction.
It's broken. I don't think I have it anymore.
I think it's because we know that. I think the reason in general is because they know that parents, if they knew what was going on, would stop any YA plot from happening.
So true.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. And there's also what we were studying in my fantasy literature class last year was the fact that, like, if you have, like, a guiding figure in your main character's life, you have to somehow get rid of that guiding figure before the end of the book in order to let the main character, like, grow and become their own person at the climax. Which we're studying that in terms of Harry Potter, because obviously, like, Dumbledore, like, has to, spoilers, die off in order to let Harry, like, be able to make his own decisions to like save the world in the end. So maybe the lack of parents has something to do with that almost. Like
that could be.
I don't know.
It'd still be good to have more parents around. I don't know because like,
now I'm thinking I need to put more in mine.
I feel like if it's like a fantasy story or like sci-fi or something, it feels more natural to not have parents around, like because you have more reasoning for it. But if you're just like writing contemporary realistic fiction, it feels a little more odd. But then it also works. Like, I don't know, I never read a story and go, where are all the parents? Like, it makes sense when they're not there.
Need to go. Sorry, my little sister just came and ran her hand over the camera because my brother was egging her on. What were we saying about siblings? Go away.
Okay.
They're like standing in my doorway staring at me.
Do they want to come say hi?
No, they ran away because I mentioned them, so we're good.
Okay. So next question. Do the types of families you write tend to reflect your own family in terms of like whatever traditions they partake in or what kinds of activities they like to do with each other or anything like that?
Kind of. I mean, I'm worried if I say this, then my mom will be like, "What? So that mom in that book is me? I'm this and this." So, not all the families are based on mine, but there's little things like especially with holiday things. Like I have a Thanksgiving scene, and all the Thanksgiving stuff they do is like exactly what my family does. And then I made them celebrate Hanukkah because I made one of the families Jewish. Which my sister's always getting mad at me for doing because she thinks that it means that I'm making myself like a self-insert or whatever. Anyway, She's like, you can't make them exactly like you, Ariel. The main character likes to read, and she's Jewish, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yes, and she's also not terrified of going outside. Like, but anyway, whatever. So yeah, but no, I guess a little bit, but I try to make them different. Like, they're not... I guess it's impossible to write something without it making it, like, similar to your life.
Yep.
But also, you know, I try not to make it identical.
Yeah, that's basically where I'm at too. A lot of my interactions in my books between my characters are based on things that happen in my life or that I've seen. A lot of characters have bits and pieces pulled from people I know in real life. It's rarely like, this character is this person in my life. Like, oh, you know, this character is scared of heights, and I pulled that from this friend. And this character doesn't like cheesecake, and I pulled that from this friend. And then my main character is mad at that character because they don't like cheesecake, and that's from me because I love cheesecake. So, you know, I try really hard to make my main characters their own people because they tend to come a lot from me.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of my family and my friends find their way into the novel as just part of the overall, as much as it can, in that I write fantasy. So you can only put so much of my life in a world with castles and princes and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's a good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking, like, I whenever I do write parent characters, they tend to be really terrible people. And, like, my parents aren't terrible people. So I guess that does not reflect that. But I do like having, like, the bantering siblings who will just, like, go off on each other, which, like, is totally me and my brother.
The debating that we do that drives our parents nuts.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. The little brother in my book is the most annoying person in the world. I don't even have a little brother. I just figured that they would be annoying.
They are. They are. I've got 5 of them. They're annoying.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, like, with this previous novel, was the first time I wrote an older brother character into a novel, which was weird because, like, that's the only sibling I have is an older brother. But, like, I'd written a ton of, like, younger brothers and, like, sisters of both older and younger ages, but I had never had an older brother character. I feel like, almost, like, subconsciously, I must have been, like, purposely avoiding writing about my family by having that. But I do, like, a lot of the time, like, my family's, my books would be, like, we'll spend their time, like, watching movies together and stuff like that, which is, like, what my family likes to do. But I feel like that's also pretty common to, like doing that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what my family does.
Yeah.
When we have time off from work, we just crash. We're like, we're tired to do anything else, so we watch movies.
Yeah, my family, like, the big thing we do is, like, we get takeout and then watch movies together.
See, takeout for 10 people is too expensive, so we have to make food because, you know, my brothers are farm kids, and my little sister's too. And my little sister, who's 8, out-eats my dad. Like, we eat a lot. So, yeah. We have to get, like, 8 pizzas when we order pizza.
Oh, my goodness.
Like, we eat a lot.
8 pizzas.
Yeah.
Ariel's very excited about this.
Yeah, Ariel's like, pizza!
I've had pizza twice this week already.
I have to interrupt this broadcast. I'm not.
Do you have pizza?
I'm not telling you what I got you for the holiday.
Wait, was it pizza?
I'm not telling you, except that
that's impossible.
It mailed it with. This is the return address on here. I got it, and I was like, I know exactly whose present this is.
Yes, my main passion in life.
Oh dear.
Pizza, Potter, Parks and Recreation, Panera Bread, P.
It's all P's. Okay, so moving on. So the next question kind of ties into that one. So do you normally write big or small families? Why?
Okay, well, my average for this has a great outlier of a family of 20 people. So I'm just gonna remove Lyra Frank from this. Say I generally write like average American families or whatever with like 2 to 3 kids. So yeah, just because I guess because I grew up in New Jersey, like rich people suburbs or whatever, so people generally had like not that many kids. So yeah.
I'm trying to think now. I think all of mine have had smaller families, so now I really want to write a big family. I think Megan was his only child. Ryan and Callie were siblings. Henry had his 3 siblings, and Gabby had her 3 siblings. Elise was an only child. And then my current main character just has 1 brother. Now I really want to write a big family. I guess I feel like it'd be confusing for people because I know how confused people get in real life with my siblings with actual faces to match it up to.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of characters to fit in a book.
Yeah, I've seen some where it's done really well, but I guess I'm scared to try it.
Yeah, it's hard. I feel like you have to be very talented to write a big family.
Like I have a hard enough time. I had a hard time with Henry and Gabby because there were 8 kids total between the 2 families, and I had one critique partner say that there were a lot of characters to keep straight, and I was like, there was only 8 of them. What are you talking about? That's my life. There are 8 of them, and then the parents, but like they were the main characters. There wasn't really. There were like 2 other main characters. It was the 8 of them, their parents, and 2 other characters carried the 3 other characters carried the novel. So like, I feel like I don't know. She thought that was a lot, and if I put a big family in there and then had other characters too, I don't know. I'd like to try it sometime. I don't know how well it'll turn out, but I'd love to try to write my reality as in a large family.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, you would be able to do, like, a very authentic rendition of what being in a big family would be.
Yeah, I'm not your normal big family, though, because of the business.
That's true. You guys are, you're like, a case.
We are so
a big family in a book wouldn't be normal either, because replace, like, a goat farm with whatever the plot is.
I know. Like, I don't even know what kind of plot I would do for the, like, my family's so... I couldn't do a dragon farm. Okay, but what would they sell from, like, you don't milk a dragon?
Dragon
caramels, I don't know.
Dragon scales would make good, like, shields.
You could do that.
Maybe, like, dragon fire makes really good, like, roasted something.
Yeah.
We just have to do the dragon song from Pete's Dragon. Like, dragon liver can cure a cold and something.
Oh my goodness.
Or maybe, like, stolen goods because they hoard jewels or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Could be like a black market thing.
It could be a black market. We could just send the dragons out to go collect things.
I want to read this book now, or want to read this book.
Okay, stop giving me plot bunnies. I've got too many already. My dad makes fun of me. My dad makes fun of me for calling them plot bunnies. And I told him that you hatch a plot bunny. He's like, how do you hatch a bunny? It's like, I don't know, it just happened.
Where did we even get plot bunny?
I don't know. It's just always been a thing.
And, like, people say they're hatching them, which is a term you use for eggs, and bunnies don't come out of eggs.
Well, I mean, the Easter bunny gives eggs or something.
I'll tell him that next time he asks what because he makes fun of me all the time for it. He's like, that's hatching her plot bunnies again. I'm like, Dad, stop.
Anyway, I guess I normally write pretty small families. The largest family I've done is 3 siblings. Normally I do like 1 sibling or my character's an only child. I have a lot of only children, which is strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not even that common in real life.
They're not that common, and I don't like, I know very few only children. Almost everyone I know has siblings. I have a sibling.
I don't think I know any only children, because in my circle, everyone has at least 4+ kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're all the Christian homeschoolers with the large families. Like, I know families with, like, 12 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even, like, outrageous around here. So...
Yeah, the average family in my area is like 2 to 3 kids. And then like I have an aunt who has 4 kids, and that seemed like a lot of kids when that happened. Which, like, it's funny because looking back, like, that's not that many kids, but like it just seemed like so many compared to the rest of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know why I have so many only children. I'm just really lazy, I guess.
Too many characters to keep track of. You know what that made me think of? Made me think of the opening of Lizzie Bennet Diaries, where she's like the 2.5 WPF club. Oh, yeah. Like, that's where you grew up.
Exactly. Okay. So, next question. We've kind of already covered this, but do you tend to fall into the absent parent trope, and why do you think that happens?
Well, yeah, I guess I already covered it, because, you know, parents who do care about their kids are not going to be like, yeah, just go on an adventure or whatever. So, yeah, and it's really hard to make parents actually get involved in the plot. Like, I have a whole chapter dedicated to just telling the families what's going on, and they're so annoying about it. It's actually, now that I actually edited it and I've gotten through all the hard work, it's really fun. Because they're just so crazy and quirky and whatever. But yeah. So yeah, I do, I guess, fall into that trope because it's hard to write, like, present, caring parents in YA plots, but I'm trying to move past that and actually do hard work and stuff, which is weird.
So in my first one, I had a father who was in the picture a lot. The mother was there, but she wasn't very present. She was kind of ditzy. And then the second one was the 2 sets of siblings, and the one dad was in the picture, and that mom was dead for plot-related reasons. And then on the other side of that, the mom was crazy due to her magic being blocked. So she'd, like, gone insane. But the dad was there. I guess I just like caring dads who are in the picture. And then in... Wow, I really do. The mom's in all of mine. I hope my mom doesn't see this. The moms in all of mine are, like, either completely ditzy or screwed up or... Okay, wow, I really need to work on my mom. Okay, the mom in my current one is slightly crazy because she's Italian, but she's just like my mom. So, the mom in my current one's good. But most of my parents, if they're all there, unless a couple of them are dead. But there's usually at least one parent. And some of them come back to life. But there's usually at least one parent who cares, even though they might not be there for the whole story because of plot-related reasons, such as Elise going out into the country anonymously to learn about her country before she has to go back to rule, and stuff like that. So there's usually the dad is in the picture. I didn't even... Wow, okay, this is making me really realize some things about my writing.
Yeah,
I've got to work on my mom's.
I have the same problem, though, where, like, I've had to, like, literally tell my mom, like, I'm not basing these mother characters off of you.
I love your mom. Your mom is awesome.
My mom's amazing, so I'm always like, I'm writing terrible mom characters because I know that you will realize that they contrast with you. Like, they're not at all like you.
They're not you, promise.
They're not you. But, like, I've had, like, a couple, like, mom characters that were just, like, completely oblivious to what was going on.
Yeah.
And then, like, one, like, who, like... had an affair and, like, up and just, like, left her kids. And, like, my main character had abandonment issues for the entire book over this. Then I have the one where, like, the girl has been, like, kidnapped from her family, so her parents just aren't around.
Right.
And then...
See, like, parents not around for plot-related reasons.
Yeah, for plot-related reasons. Like, that one, like, she, like, misses her family a lot and, like, wants to go back to them and, like, is always, like, going on about how amazing her mom was and how much she misses her.
Yeah.
Like, that mom is much more similar to my mom.
Yeah, Elise is like that, too. She just wants to go back to her parents. She wants to get away from the anonymous.
Yeah. And then, like, my current work in progress, though, is, like, terrible about parents. Because my kids all go to a boarding school that's like this very cutthroat, terrible place to be, and like.
Is this the assassin one? You're
no,
the one writing an assassin one, right?
This is not the assassin one. The assassin one is where the kids are kidnapped. This is the time travel one.
Oh.
Why are there so many boarding schools?
I don't know.
Boarding schools are fun.
But, like, this one, like, it's, like, the families are all, like, these rich, like, old money families that, like, send their kids to this boarding school to, like, learn how to be, like, cutthroat business people kind of thing.
Nice.
So, like, it's, like, this really terrible environment, and the only parents who send their kids there are the ones who care more about, like, money than happiness.
Great.
So, like, my main character, like, despises her parents.
Great.
But, like... It's necessary for the plot and for the world building, though, you know? Like,
right, yeah.
Like, I've been working on trying to, like, make her relationship with her dad better, but he still has to be, like, an absent parent because she's at a boarding school.
Right. There's only so much you can do over phone calls, and, well, if you have phone calls in your time travel novel.
Yeah, actually, I do. It's one of those things where, like, the boarding school, it's a mess. The boarding school, like, purposefully... cuts off all communication with the outside world.
Nice.
It's like this little, like, micro world of terror.
That sounds interesting.
Sounds really good. But, like...
Sounds like something I probably wouldn't want to read just because I don't like terror.
I mean, it's not that.
Is there a happy ending?
I haven't decided yet.
See, if it's... I just read happy endings because sad endings depress me.
It'll probably turn out being a happy ending, but it's going to take a long time to get there. At the moment, I'm planning on it being a 4-book series. So
nice.
There's no happiness for a long while.
Yeah, see, I need my happy endings. My critique partners were yelling at me because I was, like, about to kill my main character. I was like, guys, it's me. Do you really think I'm actually going to kill him? Like, you know me. You know how this works. I'm not going to kill him. There will be a happily ever after. They will end up together in the end. Like, that's just what I write. That's yeah. That's all I write.
All right. So next question. So what are some of the prevalent issues do you think there are in writing family dynamics, especially in young adult literature? We've gone over some of these with the absent parent and just the fact that like the kids generally like go out from their families to go do things, so families get left behind a lot. What do you guys think? Like, do you think those are issues that like people should be addressing, or do you think it's an okay thing?
I think like one of the issues actually is that because people are realizing now how little parents there are, is like you feel kind of bad not if their parents not there. Yeah. Like, I mean, I guess that's a valid point. Like, you should feel bad, I guess. Like, you should try and put them in. But there's also, like, that feeling, like, sometimes you can't have the parent in the scene. Right. And sometimes you have to, like, suspend disbelief. Like, wow, what kind of good parent would let their kid go to a horrible night realm or whatever? Like, oh, well. That has to happen for the plot. So I guess suspension of disbelief is a problem, like, with parenty family things, and also just trying to represent families in a way that's not either identical to your family or, like, really obvious and typical, like, because, all families are different, so it's not, like,
right.
I don't know, like, not all families sit together to have dinner, or hate each other, or the mom, like, there's a lot of things where, like, the teenagers hate their parents because obviously, and, like,
Right.
not all teenagers hate their parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess those are issues with all aspects of a plot, but,
Yeah.
you know, they're, like, heightened with stuff that's weird to, like, navigate, like, families.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of my biggest problems is the main characters who hate their parents, because out of all my friends, none of us hate our parents, and I see a lot of books where the teenagers hate their parents. And I also don't see a lot of the big family culture that is my normal, and so that bothers me. I want to see more of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I didn't even realize until now that I wasn't helping that, so I'm going to have to do something about that. But yeah, just, I don't know, the problem with it is that every family is so different. So you can't really, just because it's not what your family does, there are families like that. So I guess the hardest part about it is just trying to make sure that there are representations of every kind of family out there. And that's going to be practically impossible, but...
Well, it's impossible within one book, but, like, just doing something that hasn't been done before, maybe.
Yeah. I would love... I have someone in my Twitter feed was asking for questions about a homeschool family, and I was like, please write a homeschool family. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I never see homeschool families in fiction, and drives me nuts, honestly. I need to write a homeschool book. But because I write fantasy, it doesn't really... That's my problem, I guess. Like, a lot of these things I can't do myself because I write fantasy, and I can't write contempt very well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm terrible at it. It. Like, magic ends up, even no matter how many times I try and tell the magic to stay away, it ends up showing up somehow. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling
writer problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Just magic, just poof. I keep telling it no, go away, and it just manages to show up in every single book I've written. The last two weren't supposed to have magic. They were not supposed to have magic, and guess what?
It's better with magic.
Right? Stupid characters. They're like, I have magic. I'm like, no, you don't. They're like, yes, I do. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. So Rachel just tweeted asking if we think that there should be more happy families in YA, which I think there should be. Like, I definitely argued a lot with my parents growing up, like, a lot. And, like, I complained about them a lot to my friends, but, like, ultimately I still always really liked my parents.
Yeah.
And, like, I still did a lot of stuff with my family, like, always.
Yeah.
And, you know, I spent a lot of time with my family when I was in high school and everything. So, like, yeah, I want to see more happy families and, like, strong family dynamics.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I love my family, even though they drive me nuts. But most of the time, I love them, and I don't know, like I said earlier, it kind of bugs me a little that there's not more of my kind of family out there, the happy ones who enjoy spending time with each other, and teens who don't respect their parents. I think my parents are pretty smart, and I don't think I've ever seen a teenage character who thinks her parents are smart. Or his.
Yeah, that's true.
I've never seen it, and I think my parents are some of the smartest people out there, and I ask them for advice all the time, and tell them just about everything, and I don't see it anywhere, and I know I'm not the only one who feels like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, like, I'm a senior in college, and I still, like, call my mom for advice, like, every couple days.
Every single day I text my mom and, like, Skype with her. I visit my I go home way more than I should, probably.
Yeah.
Hey, but when you go home, your parents pay for the food, so...
That's true, too.
We're just being smart here, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's partially because I love my family and partially because I love the
not
food
having to spend
at home. Not having the same campus food every single day.
Not having to use the demon washing machine.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Families? Okay.
Families.
So, like, I think every family I don't think there's, like, a happy family out there. I think there's just, but, like, I think every family has some horrible dysfunction, like, I don't know, in some way or other, but, like, not in the way that they are in YA books. Not every family is horribly abusive or whatever, but, like, every family has that thing with, like, they have to deal with somebody having an illness, or, like, there's a divorce, or, I don't know, something. So, like, I think it's realistic for families to have big problems, obviously, but,
Right.
Just less hating each other, or being apathetic towards each other.
I can see the feuding and stuff, because I actually have an Italian family, and there is feuding. And not getting along and all that. But it's not within, like, each individual family gets along with each other. It's like with the siblings, now that they're married.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Separate.
That definitely has happened in my family, too. Like, extended families. Fight so much.
That drama, I get. I don't understand the drama within the family core. Like, I think every family has one problem child. Sometimes two, but usually there's one problem child. And I see drama with that one problem child happening, but this whole, like, the whole individual family hates each other thing drives me nuts.
Yeah, no.
Because they don't.
They fight with each other and stuff. Obviously, all families fight and whatever.
No, it's debating.
Right. Debating and crying and door slamming. But I mean, yeah. I guess the thing is that when you live with other people and you love them and care about them, you're obviously going to have huge problems. Yeah. But also, they don't have to be, like, huge life-encompassing problems. I don't know.
Yeah. It can just be, like, when you have to do laundry because you need a clean shirt for college, and your siblings put all their laundry on the heaviest load possible, so it takes an hour and a half, and then your laundry doesn't get going, and then you have to wear a damp shirt to college. Not that that has ever happened to me last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how many times we've told them to use Quick Wash? And they don't. So it's the little things that, and in fiction it's always huge things, and I guess that drives me nuts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, so my family growing up, we had, my brother had a lot of had learning disability issues, and because of that, like, there was a lot of weird sibling jealousy between us, where I'd be jealous that he was getting all the attention from our parents. And then he'd be mad at me because, I would finish my homework faster than he would, so I could, go do fun stuff while he was still working. It was, kind of immense. But then, more than that, what we would get annoyed at each other over was, he would be on the computer when I wanted to play The Sims. Or,
right. Or, it's the little things.
My sister and I
are things that are the feel big.
Yeah. The little tiny things felt like wars. I guess that's possibly because we were little kids. Oh my god, my sister is just very annoying.
Trust me, when you have 7 siblings, it's worse.
Can I just check my email? And when I was trying to work on my novel or something, and then she would be like, I also have to check my webkins. And then 3 hours later.
Right?
Yeah. Anyway, that's not the point. But I don't want people to have webkin fights in their books, but
I mean, webkins is a very serious topic.
Oh dear. But it's the little things.
It's the little things.
To sum it up, I think the thing that we're all agreeing on is that we need more happy families, and it's the little things, not the huge things.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I'm taking away from this, and that I need to work on my moms.
Yeah, same.
And big families.
All right. So, any last tips you want to share for how to write families in young adult fiction?
Make it about the little things.
All right.
It's not the huge things, because think about it with your own family. You have family and siblings. It's always the little things that tick you off. It's the not turning them. It's turning the washing machine on at 9 o'clock at night when you know it's going to shake my bed all night. Literally shake my bed, and I won't be able to fall asleep because you turn the washing machine on at 9 o'clock at night, and it's right next to my room. Or
washing machines are like the villains of all our lives.
Seriously, right? Or it's like not cleaning up your spot at the table, and then the cat gets in the syrup that was on your plate, and then the cat, who's a long-haired cat, has syrup all over her fur. And then she tracks it across the entire table, and then they're stuck on syrup. And it's little things. And these create huge drama without being the huge drama that feels almost fake because it's not really real.
I mean, there are real, like, dramatic dramas in life, even, like, within families. But, like, families also have, like, normal, regular moments. Like, I feel like YA friends get to have those normal, regular moments, and then YA families are only, like, angst time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, my brother, he just moved to the city. I go to college, and so, like, I've been having him over for dinner a lot and stuff, so, like, on Monday we got dinner, and then we just ranted about Donald Trump for, like, 45 minutes. And
see, that's so cute.
And, like, that is how my brother and I communicate, is we just, like, rant about politics.
And debate.
Yeah, but, like, the funny thing is we have the same opinions, so we just, like, yell the same thing at each other.
See, my brothers will play devil's advocate, and they will argue a point they don't actually believe in just for the sake of arguing.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, we definitely do that too.
Yeah.
But
just don't get into arguments about subjects you care about with people you care about, because that's
it'll never turn out well.
That's something we've had to learn with my extended family. There was a period of time where certain people in my extended family were not speaking to certain people in my family because of stuff like that. And it was just terrible because, like, I missed that person in my life, and he wasn't speaking to my mom. And now they're talking again, thank goodness. But it was just, like, super awkward because, like, you wanted to be like, oh, hey, they're coming, and then it was like, oh, wait, they're coming. What's going to happen this time? But I think they learned how to get along and not talk about certain things. But it's the little things like that can turn into big things realistically.
Yeah. All right, so I think that just about wraps it up. So
I think I'm done ranting about little things.
Yeah, I'm glad we came to that point, because that was not where we started at the beginning of the chat. So
no.
It was cool that we got there by the end of it.
Yeah.
I think we got some good points out of this.
Good job, guys.
Good job.
High five.
Woo! So, thank you for watching, everybody. If you have any last questions or anything you want to send us, you can do that by tweeting with hashtag Ch1Con. That should be down in the doobly-doo. You can also find more information about the Chapter 1 Young Writers Conference and Ch1Con Chat and everything in the description box. And, yeah, I hope you have a good night. Good luck if you're in the middle of finals right now like I am. Yeah, finals are terrible. They're eating my soul. And with that, we're going to wish you good night. So, bye.
Bye.